Well, I have to tell you that I'm proud, personally proud, that I was the first foreign minister in the European Union to sign the implementation agreement of that. On those days, that was One Belt, One Road. Foreign Minister Wang Yi visited me that time in Hungary. That was back the summer of 2015 when we have signed this agreement. And in these last 8 years, we have taken a lot of profit out of this cooperation. Well, first, we are now reconstructing the railway line between the Serbian capital Belgrade and the Hungarian capital Budapest, through which we will be able to offer the quickest delivery route from the Greek ports to the western part of Europe. And we all know that the quantity, the volume of Chinese goods shipped to the Greek ports is increasing rapidly, exponentially, basically. And on the other hand, massive investments from China. 2020 and this year, those are the 2 years when China brought the most investments to Hungary. And these investments are state-of-the-art, the most modern possible technology, creating tens of thousands of new jobs. So these investments and modernization of our national economy, these are all outcomes of the One Belt and One Road initiative. Common sense and rationality is now lacking from Europe. Why? Because it's very complicated to carry out a respectful and rational dialogue in Europe, especially since the war in Ukraine has broken out. All questions are over-ideologized, over-politicized, and if you speak out of the mainstream, if you speak even a bit differently than the liberal mainstream, then you are immediately attacked. And then you are stigmatized, you are called dictatorship, you are called autocracy, you are called Russian spy, and all this kind of stuff. So there's no space for rational dialogue, and this is a huge problem in Europe. That used to be the case before the war as well, but since the war has broken out, this is an extremely, let's say, frustrating situation. So all others, or most of the others, let's put it this way, most of the others are not ready and willing to look at the issue of cooperation with China in a practical way. They rather look at it in an ideological and political way. We have made huge efforts to make Hungary as a meeting point of the Eastern and Western investments. And being a meeting point shows that it's not only possible, but it makes a country successful. So this fact that the Chinese plus Korean, so Eastern, and German, meaning Western investors, meet in Hungary in order to shorten the supply chain, in order to work next to each other, in order to inspire each other, in order to supply each other, that shows that this is a huge success to a country. I do believe that politics is a job based on experience, so I can just offer my experience. I have never ever experienced any political pressure from Chinese counterparts. I have never been faced with political expectations combined with economic decisions. We have never faced with the problem of Chinese investment not being modern or sustainable enough. Those countries which criticize the RBI and China with this debt trap and loans and all this kind of stuff, they basically do not consider the other countries mature enough to decide about their own issues themselves. This is a humiliation of other countries. You know, when European politicians speak like this, I always tell them, look, I mean, I've been a foreign minister 9 years now, which is the second longest streak currently in Europe. So I had a lot of time to experience. And I can tell you that I've been never confronted with such a problem. I think we Europeans should change our way of thinking, otherwise we will be lagging behind very far. I mean, that's not a wonder that China has taken over the second place from the European Union last year when it comes to the share of global GDP, closing further the gap between them and the United States. We Hungarians are very grateful for President Xi and the Chinese government to put forward the peace plan. and to put so much effort into promoting peace in the region. We do the same. We do the same. They have entered a race with the United States who delivers more weapons to Ukraine. We are the only member state in NATO and one of the very few in European Union which has never delivered weapons to Ukraine. We think that instead of weapon deliveries, peace talks should take place. And we do believe that the more weapons are being delivered there, the longer the war will take and the more people will die. And this should be avoided.